Hey, welcome back everyone to another episode of the Let's Play. This is Dallas here on episode 650 of our single player Let's Play since 2014. And today we're doing a world tour once again. Oh my gosh, 650 episodes. There is so much to show and I'm going to try to cram it all into one video, so bear with me on this one. No fancy intros or anything, we're hopping right into this because we're going to have to skip some stuff. Well, when I say skip stuff, I mean go into detail. I'm just going to try to just cover more of the newer stuff, which we have newer stuff here. And I'm probably going to sound very echoey, and I'm sorry, and it's because it's the last thing in my apartment, my recording setup. How fitting is that? Episode 650 World Tour, end of the year, and I'm moving into a new place. It's like I'm starting a whole new slate in life. But all right, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to change things up. We're going to start in the city today, but before we go there, just want to explain a few things about my world for newcomers. This world was started in 2014 on my iPhone. The iPhone 5S to be exact, and then we later moved on to the iPhone 6 Plus, and then we moved on to Windows 10 Edition on my old laptop, and then we moved it to this laptop I have now, the Lenovo Legion 5, and that has all happened in the span of 10 years. And I spawned right in this perfect little gap right here on top of this brown mushroom. This banner is a little messed up because I'm in RTX. And I just cut down a tree right here and went on my way. That's not my spawn anymore though. My world randomly got changed to the seed of 0. And my new spawn location is right in this bundle of trees. So if you die in this world, just walk out forward. You'll see this path here. And you follow this path all the way back to my house right here. Oh, here's something we can show. This was a village I was going to make for villagers, but I never ended up doing it, so I eventually made it look abandoned. I tend to do that with stuff in my world. If I don't touch it for a while, I'll just make it look abandoned, so yeah. These tracks are pretty prehistoric. This goes out to the Mesa biome. That's how I used to collect terracotta, or what used to be called hardened clay, to build my house. Over here, we got some sheep pens as well. What? There's a frog over here. I come here quite a bit because this is my only area for this mass amount of wool. Yeah, walking up this path here, it leads into my graveyard. I might as well just show this. We built here recently, just this pale oak tree, which isn't the prettiest, but all of my friends and pets in this world, I bury here. This is not including villagers. This is mainly animals and whatnot, so you can run through all this graveyard and see all of the creatures and pets we have had throughout our adventures. But I explored until I landed right here in this Sunflower Plains, what used to be Sunflower Plains, mainly because of this zombie spawner. I used to have a tube coming up here and it would land in this first section of my house. This was the first thing I built right here. And then, as I always say, we built upwards, we went that way, then we went up there, all over the place. And ever since then, we've just been enjoying the game of Minecraft in this area. But like I said, we're not starting with the house today. Let's run over to the city, which was started around episode 531. This is all done 100% in survival, of course. We started off by building this. This was an expansion of my lab, which is down here. We're going to show that later, of course. This is newer, ignore that. But this is like the first building I consider part of the city. Oh, this isn't working in RTX. As you can see, it just says, welcome to Moog City. I would just tour my world regularly like this, but RTX enhances the experience so much more. So I have a few more banners in the city. They'll be messed up. I'll just tell you what they say. But yeah, normally this was going to be part of a trifecta of buildings that were part of the lab. I decided to build a city, so that's why that has the number 1 on it. This has the number 2, and that has the number 3. I'll show that building when we go in the lab because it's considered part of the lab. This is a nuclear power plant that has been blown to smithereens from the top there, as you can see. There's a dark spot right there. What the? But this place has absolutely no use. That's my only complaint about this place. It looks cool. Like it really does. This lets in some awesome god rays. But yeah, I added a 0 purpose to this place, which kind of sucks. Throughout my world as well, you'll be seeing lots of monitors and stuff like that. That looks like it's part of maybe a paintings pack or custom paintings. But these, of course, are all actual maps that I have handmade. These ones are specifically out in the ocean, as you can tell, with blue behind it. Then I use snow for the white. This one is done over the end. This is all like cobblestone around the borders. RTX makes it look a little weird up here, but there's not much to show in here. If you want to download the world, you can check it out. Like I said, I can't go crazy into detail because I have too much to show. This is a new build right here. This is going to be the newer hospital. I already have a hospital, so yeah, this one is pretty empty, as you can see. We got some floors laid out up here, but still needs a lot of work. And this skyscraper was the first useful skyscraper built in this town, and my first giant mob spawner. This is called the Creeper Enterprise Building, and it's a giant mob spawner that spawns only creepers through methods of slab placing, trapdoor placing to make only creepers spawn. No, that's not all I have. I have this system over here where I can send them to the building next door. We also have an elevator in the back. Takes you up to a floor right here. This is where some research is done. Now, there's a creeper head right there that's supposed to look like it's in a jar, but I recently had armor stands mess up in my world, so it's kind of, I haven't fixed that yet, but just some creeper-related stuff in here. Above this room, we got a giant mechanical creeper that we're working on. It's a bomb. We plan to use it for Diamond City. And over here, we got, Calix James. He runs this place. Now, if you're new here, I have a bunch of donor villagers in my world, which means people who donate over 50 will get a villager in my world, and they are randomly assigned to different places, and the majority of them are in the city. Now, this is another little brick building here. Doesn't have much use. The only furnished part is at the very top, and this is where I actually send all of my gunpowder, and that's all I have, which might not seem like a lot to you, but that's enough for me. Right across the street, which this is probably called Rift Street. All my streets are named after my donors as well. This leads into a little shack, and I have someone in here too. It's just Mike. He's one of my brick trades, which is very handy. Going down Rift Street, we have this giant hotel that is still not finished, but it's originally supposed to be where I get villagers for my town, but as you can see, I just kind of kept them down here. I haven't built it up yet. Maybe one day we'll do that. Over here we have Kelp Co. It's one of my kelp farms. And then right here we have a newspaper stand. I have a bunch of map art. Yes, I handmade all of these as well. A lot of you know this because I just love the idea of newspapers in my world. My corporation in this world is called Slime Science Center. They basically run everything. This is Bridger Godfrey. Some more map art to look like a cork board. My Polaroid of a creeper in a dark cave. That was a sketchy one. But yes, there are lots of empty buildings and lots of buildings that are furnished, but I'm not going to go through them all. That's for you to download. And there will be a Bedrock download link down below, and hopefully a Java in a few days, because I have to have someone convert it for me. I don't do all that. I don't know how to do it. But this is an apartment building. I have villagers in there. It's a nice little place. This one is completely empty. A lot of these are just for, filling up my city space, but this one is used right here. This is the Bean Co. Right in here we have beans, of course, cocoa beans. Flip this lever up here. I know it's kind of dark. I won't be doing this whole tour on RTX. This is just for a little bit in the beginning. I forgot to put on music. I love music. But this is Kelp Co. That originally says Kelp Co. It looks pretty futuristic, especially in RTX, but right back here we have kelp growing, and once it reaches a certain stage, the pistons will push it off. And then all of the collection area is down here. I have quite a bit of kelp. And of course, there's an upstairs section with David Zabrowski running the place. So going down this street, we have, this usually says Tees, T-E-E-S. It's supposed to be a t-shirt store where you can dye armors and all that. And Tejas Perik runs this place. Right across from here, we have a bone building. This was originally my first storage and working area in the back here when I was building my city, but don't use it anymore. It's pretty empty. Right over here, this usually says bank right down here, but as you can see, it looks like it's been through a fire because this place has been robbed. If you go around back, there's a big hole blown in the back, and it goes down into the cellar. And as you can see, gold laying everywhere where all the safety deposit boxes are. We just got robbed. So we had to make a new bank somewhere. Across from here, as you can see, this says meat up here. This was my cow farm. But one time when we updated, all the cows floating up here escaped, and they were just took over my town, so I killed all of them. I think there's just one in there now, so I can't even get it started again, but this was where I got all my meat and leather. As you can see, there's this cool machining thing. It does it all automated. It looks pretty bad. Bad as in not humane, I guess. As you can see, people spray painted evil on the back because it's evil. Oh, look, it's me. That's just an empty building back there. Nothing in that, just abandoned. On the side of this, we have a little house or store that can be turned into. It's completely empty, so we got to do something with that. Right here is a tiny little, I guess it would be called a skyscraper, I'm not sure. It's pretty empty though, but this is going to be where my piglin headquarters is. I want it to look really trashed and nethery in here, like they're taking over. Right here we have BMHQ, so I got a place called Burger Man's right there, and this is their headquarters building. This is also empty. That's going to be a reoccurring theme here. But I do have a lot of furnished buildings too. I just have a lot of buildings. But before we hit Burger Man's, let's go down this side of the street. We have, well, another empty building here. I like the look of this one though. We just got to find something to do with it. This one's not empty though. This is my, rebuy rotten flesh. I have 3 different donors in here. They're all women donators, and they all trade rotten flesh. Here's my little market square. We got a building here. What's that sound? That actually scared the crap out of me. We got music though. This is just a little storefront. I have Nicholas Jolly in there to trade farming stuff. Here's an abandoned house, but it's not actually abandoned. No trespassing. Oh, it's very creepy in here. But you go all the way to the top, and there will be Jacob Huff. He is just a torturer, a murderer. This is so sad knowing this is my last video I'm recording in this apartment. I've recorded videos here for the past 3 years. I'm a sucker for nostalgia though, so it's just kind of hit me in the feels a little bit. But yeah, like I said, the market square, this usually says butcher, and this says produce. Should I just get off of RTX? It looks so pretty though. But anyway, we got a bunch of stuff for sale out here on signs. This is where the butcher is. He sells butcher stuff, Gillian Thomas, and of course a produce in there. I'm not going to be looking at every villager here because that would take a century. But yeah, this is a nice little area. This is supposed to be like a horse stable area, but it's not yet. Right here we have a little apartment building. I like the way these look. It doesn't look that fantastic. I have a freaking scaffolding for the elevator, but maybe that's just old school. But it has 3 rooms, all different wallpaper, just nice little apartments. There's so many details in this city to find, so I really suggest you guys download the world and just explore it for yourselves. Down here on, what street is this? Gurney Street. This is my hospital, and this is one of my favorite builds in this city. It was so fun. We got little wagons. I actually need to change out with pale wood. I think that would look better. But we have a big emergency sign here. Go inside. We have the receptionist. Don't know where they're at. It's kind of empty down here right now. This place still needs a little bit of work done. But right here is where all the health potions are made. Ignore him. With Angel Altamirano. We got some whiteboards here. This is more map art on my end that I just love the way it turned out. Some of them glitch with RTX, but this stuff was really fun to do. I actually come here quite a bit and make potions because I use these for my XP farms. Got a little watermelon farm there. This is Dr. Casey McClara, who's escaped, so I gotta get them back up here, but this just leads to a very hospital vibe-ish area, and I really like it. In here is like a surgery room. I love this blue look in here. We got some more stuff here, like my broken arm. That's my slime skeleton. We got some more stuff about me. And then up this way, this leads up into a little nether wart farm, and you can harvest this and put it in this, and it takes it down to the potion lab. Yeah, right next to the hospital, we have like a giant shack here. This is where I go to repair my tools. So I have a dog in here, Durbin. Why are you blue? I don't know. But yeah, just like back at home that we'll show later, I have like a repair wall. We have tools in here to use to repair and all that. I have a giant crane system there that needs repaired, and I have a guy up here. I believe this is Nobbin, who is like a toolsmith. Right here we have the concrete factory. This is where you go to just massive produce concrete. It's a little dark in here too. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, there's water right here. You just place the concrete and it pushes it all this way. It's just one of those things that pushes it all into a giant block. We have this giant system that pushes it into a giant cube. That is if you just want to have it all made without being powder. Going down here, we have something that's kind of hidden. It's called the Hog Den. Now this is one of my favorite builds in the town as well. Right here is kind of where I still use, you know, like as a workshop. I have lots of building material in here. These are all my whiteboard maps, computer monitors. We have a little workstation over there, furnaces, a Mars rover I'm tinkering on. And I made it look like I broke through the floor here. This leads down to my big mine. But over this way, this is inspired from Fallout 4, from this little town called Good Neighbor. There's a metro station that was turned into a bar, so that's what I did here. As you can see, it says Hog Den. We have some drunks at the bar there. But as you can see, it's called the Hog Den because it's connected to a portal. And I still want to do on the other side, like the Piglin side of the bar. That would be so cool. But this, as you can see, is the old metro tunnel. We have a little stage there. We have all kinds of graffiti, little bathroom. I sure hope I can make like a 2-hour video. I just don't think my editing software can handle a 2-hour edit, but I really want this to be like 2 hours long, but we'll see. Okay, let's go down this way. This is Burger Man's Burger Shop. Probably, as you guys may know, a lot of you, the biggest donator in my world, who just did it again recently. But you can see all on the signs here of how much he has donated over the years. He has really helped me a lot. That was his recent one, a day before my birthday. But Burger Man, that's just his alias he wants to go by. It's just one of the biggest supporters for my channel. Like I said, it's awesome. And he is back here working away. These frames are kind of nice. I'm gonna stick off of RTX just for a little bit. All right, let's go down this street. We have a few buildings here. Yeah, we have a giant retail building here. It has 50% off. This is supposed to look abandoned as well. Just maybe gone bankrupt or something. Sale. But it's all empty. It's supposed to look like it used to be a store down here. And this is where, okay, there's mobs up here, where they produce stuff all up here. It's all pretty empty, of course. Next to it, we have one of my favorite building designs in my city, which is my banner shop. Or, yeah, banner shop. I have most of my banners here. I don't think this is all of them, but yeah, I just keep dyes in here. A bunch of random stuff. And then upstairs, not really a use up here, just make it look like someone's working. We have Reese Myers. Then next to it, we've had this front-facing building for a while, like the front face, but we just recently completely finished it. So it's all furnished now. Just a nice little expensive house for someone to live in. And there's actually someone up here. I've never properly... Oh, he's sleeping. Who is it? John Kenny. Yep, I missed RTX already. But look how good that looks. This is another empty building. Oh, gosh, I have a lot, don't I? Well, I like the way I did the windows on this. They kind of look like they're lifted in some areas. And this is the slums down here. But before we do that, we have this giant, which I think looks way better on the back side. As you can see, it looks very mechanical. But this is like the high-end apartment building that looks over the slums. So there are 6 floors, and each of these will go up to the corresponding floor. I was going to move into the 6th floor, like have it where I store stuff. As you can see, this is the only floor that has 2 floors in it. Oh, look at all this shelving space. I could still do something with it. I have a balcony to look over. Oh my gosh, I forgot how nice this is. Oh my. But yeah, it goes up here. This could just be like where your bed is and some other storage stuff. You can take this elevator right here back to the bottom. But yeah. Let's go to the slums where they see the giant rich building looking over them at night. The slums is far from finished as well. Just everything in the city is far from finished, but I really wanted this to look low end, small little buildings. There are some villagers in here, such as Jake Connor. But if you really want to look in all of these, you can. There's some random stuff like there's a lot of holes in this road, so I got like a repair thing for that. We got some illegal growing stuff here. More buildings all throughout that way. Go over this way. This leads under there, goes under the bridge and leads to my building over yonder. This is a building I started but never finished. It might be I'm going to make a pork factory here, a bacon factory. But if we head back this way, still got to make a road to this, but this is, of course, my prison where I send naughty villagers. There's one that just got recently put in here because he would not do work. Warden Charles Brown runs this place, but as you can see, we got Piglin in there. I think this is Hunter Rigdon. He's a nitwit. He just doesn't want to work. And this was Blake Fry. He's working now, but he didn't take a job, so he got sent to prison. Instead of going back this way, let's just head down over here, but hop up on this bridge, which took an eternity to make. But this leads over to my little Slime Science Space Agency. It's S3A if you couldn't understand that, so yeah, it's a little confusing. Because it looks like it says S cubed, which would be like 9 S's, but it's really 3 S's, so yeah. But this place is so cool. I love this place. You walk in the front door here. This is, of course, the place it's still not necessarily finished either. I gotta make my office in here. We got some engines showing off, different like rocket engines. We got a little moon surface here. Replication of that. Back here, ooh, I haven't seen this in RTX, I don't think. We got a little control area because we have a Mars recreation back there with the Perseverance rover. We have more map art that you can see here. Some of these are newer and really advanced if you ask me. Like this one is 6 maps to make it look like one giant monitor. That was so fun to make and really hard because that's all over the end void. We got buttons and switches and keyboards here. As you can see, more map, just tons of map art in here, as you can clearly see. A little hallway back here showing the different ways you can travel in Minecraft. This little room right here, you walk through, you flip this lever, activates a beacon, and then you got some parkour obstacles here with your double boost effect active. This one is pretty easy and straightforward. It's just to kill some time and have fun. But yeah, out back here, as you can see, we got a Mars surface. Right over here, we have some buildings that were just built, and I don't have a story for them yet, or none of the rooms are furnished, but as you can see, one has fallen into the other. So my idea is there's going to be some sort of lab experiment that went wrong in here and had a massive explosion which caused us to fall. And I really want to do a lot more with it. It's kind of out of nowhere. As you can see, we haven't really expanded out this way yet, so I'm waiting till we get out there. Now, walking down this way, or not walking, flying, I have a trampoline here. I have a pad up here I can jump off of onto that trampoline, but this is, right now I'm just calling it the Slime Science Production Center, so there's a lot of production that goes on in here. But this is supposed to be the front door. It's really lackluster right now because we're still doing a lot of work, but this place, I mean, oh, look at, I just love the way this turned out. But we have a little keypad here. This leads to just an empty room right now. But if you go up these stairs here, this leads to other areas that are not quite finished. I'm telling you, this place still has a lot of work to be done, but this leads up to some offices. I believe I have someone up here. Professor Jason Louie. Going back down this way, if we walk down here, hey, we just did something here. Yeah, put ingots in there. That looks awful. Divert your eyes from that. But over here, we have a place. Well, you can read all that if you want. Where's my iron golem? Is he freaking dead? No, he's in there. But you put your sword in here, and you go through this machine, and you pick up your sword here. He's looking out for this place. Thank you, buddy. But walking back this way, we have some different unique things in these cases. It's not supposed to be that armor pose. This actions and stuff pack I have on changes a lot of armor stand stuff, but yeah, nice little displays. This leads down deep under the building. This dirt is here temporarily while I get villagers down here. This leads to a loading bay, as you can see. This is the color I want it to be down here. I just gotta get more end stone. But this leads out to a little dock. I hope soon to make a nice big cargo ship here, like unloading supplies for this place. But going deeper down in here, we got a little office space right here. I'm gonna put someone in there soon. We got a little production lab. This is specifically supposed to be where it looks like I make my computer monitors because, well, I got to put them on the armor stand still, but computer building lab, we have a paper farm right here to get some paper, but this is where, oh, I got to update this. I got to put more of my computer stuff in here, but this is where the majority of all of my map art is. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting how big this place is. As you can see, lots of unfinished stuff, but this leads down. I was just in a hurry to get like one of these warehouses made because I love making warehouses in Minecraft. This leads down to one of the warehouses, and as you can see, lots of storage and whatnot. Don't really use it as storage, but it is an option. That's a bug. That's not supposed, they don't actually have books in it. But over here, we got lucky and we found a dual XP farm. So I called this, or turned it into the Experience Research Lab. It's supposed to look really old, like this building has been here forever, and this place is sort of abandoned now, but I still use it. So we have a mob farm right there, or a spawner, and the other one's like back here somewhere. And I got them both going to this room, and this thing is super fast with giving me zombies. Back over this way, there's a little bit of lore. Like these are the old area, like Experience Lab 2. What's that say? Bottled XP, mending. It's pretty cool. I like it. But this way, unfinished walls, just ignore it, leads down to one of the newest builds in my world, and this is my Emerald Vault. Or it's not going to be just my Emerald Vault. I have a key code here, or keypad. I have someone back there, he's probably sleeping on the job. But you need that to get in here, keep it in my little money bag. But this is where I have been trying to save up all of my emeralds and store them out in the open. This is probably the most emeralds I have ever owned. This doesn't look like much, but this is 27 blocks per cube. So you can do the math. That's a lot of emeralds, for me at least. And we're still expanding, or still planning to expand that way. I'm going to store iron, gold, diamond down here. If we go back over this way, this leads down here. I got a little storage room here with a villager in here somewhere. There's hidden key cards in that room somewhere in case you lose one, if you're curious. But I have a little room here. I call this the motivational library. As you can see, this is where we go to write down some quotes, give you some motivation and positive energy. Is everyone sleeping? Yeah. Mike Buckridge runs this area. But of course, that's not all with this place. If we go over this way, I have some elevators here. This leads up to, what do you know, an unfinished area. But this leads up to environmental training labs. And this place is just super cool. But yeah, it's a little dark in here right now. I do have sunlight coming through, but it is morning, so it's not coming down right now. But as you can see, this is a training course. I'm not going to run it, but we have different like environments, like a snowy, like mountainous area with some parkour, and then it leads into like a deserty area, and then it leads to a jungle area with lots of murals in the back to make it look like it's a deep jungle. And then it leads to some water caves you have to swim through. And here are my best times with no boots on, no buffs whatsoever. My best time is 1 minute, 3 seconds. Lots to show still. Down here we have a few little things. We got a little tractor. We got a garage. Well, I should just put that in here, honestly. This is like a repair garage. You won't be seeing any cars in this town. I believe I'm making this town... Here's a little boat dock. I'm making this town carless. It's a town for Minecraft. That's what I'm trying to say. So I have carts around, but we can't use those, of course. But it's like made for horses and walking and all that. This building is completely empty. This is Slime Science headquarters. I'd love to fill it one day. It's just, I want it to be very corporate and like office heavy. We got a monument in the front here. This is awesome. Adventure and his steed dedicated to 450,000 subs. But yeah, right over here we have another brick building. This is where some of my stone masons go. You can explore that if you want. I'm not going to go in it right now. This is completely empty, but we're still working on it. Got to do some windows on the side. This is the MDR building, Mob Drop Research. So I believe we don't have any offices up top yet, but we did make this little lobby for now. But this is simply a giant, and I mean absolutely giant mob spawner that gives us some mob drops. Across the street over here, we have our bank, and Gerald? Is that Gerald? Yeah, Gerald unloading his stuff. But yeah, the up top bank area, man, World Tours always just put into perspective how much I still have to do. The top isn't really done. I was going to use this as my vault. It was for a little bit. As you can see down here, this is supposed to have like an office layout with some accountants. We have a little personal vault area there. We got some closed ones, but then of course we have this opened one right here. And this was my personal vault. We all have a bunch of keypad locks. Do I still have gold down here? I do! Oh, I need to get this out of here. That's so much gold. This is where I kept a lot of my stuff. But yeah, they're pretty simple locks, but they do lock. Going over this way, we have more stuff. I know more glitched armor stands I need to fix. Treasure chest full of amethyst. This is where I kept some of my emeralds, but I simply do not use this anymore. Mainly because I don't want to store all my stuff in the bank. And it kind of has to do something with real life. Like, I hate the banking system in real life, so I'm like, in Minecraft, like, I don't want to do that. I want to have my own vault. The building next to it is just this, like, cool-looking 3-layered building with lots of advertisements on it. It's completely empty. Don't know what I'm wanting to do with it, but it's there when I want to do something. We just made this not too long ago. As you can see, there's a pig face on it, piglin face. This is going to be their corporate building because they're smart. They're going to have businesses here in town, so we got to turn this into something. Big projects. I got to get out of this town. We've been here for a while already. Swooping around this way, we just have a bunch of different buildings, like a drugstore. This is all one giant area, but like a bunch of buildings down here. Got a cool mud building here. Guy unloading pots. That's empty. It's just mainly for looks. More empty. That scared me. More empty buildings. These are going to be houses, of course. As I get villagers out, I will slowly start putting them in here. Oh my gosh, I'm just now realizing how many empty buildings I have. Empty. 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 All empty up there. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This isn't empty right here. Neither is that. Oh, this is the honey farm. Another brutalistic build. The style called brutalism. But in here we have a thing harvesting honey, as you can see. And we have a thing over here harvesting honey in bottles. That's almost full. I gotta clean that out. Oh man. Sorry if I skip stuff, guys. It's just gonna have to happen. Up here, let's show this real quick. This thing is so cool. This is supposed to be like an old oh man, I love to look at this. It's like an old part of my town. And it's up on a hill. And it kind of goes in a big circle, so there's a big courtyard in the middle. Ooh, I love that building too. But I have an old SSC building in here, and I love how I made it look like it's built in like maybe between the 70s and 90s, and it's got some wear and tear. But I want to put some old labs in here and actually put a use in one of them to keep me coming up here because I love the way this place turned out, and I never come up here. But yeah, going over this way, we got this big dock system next to the ocean. We got a canal connecting way over there. Like I said, these buildings are pretty much empty here. This one isn't though. This is supposed, well, kind of. I used to have a villager up here, but I didn't make it safe, so he died. This is supposed to be a giant conservatory of some sort, as you can see. People working on plants and whatnot. Over this way, we just recently made this one, which I really like how this turned out. We got a little tunnel there, leads down to a lower section of the docks. That's cool. We have a little gas station right here. This one looks interesting. This is where Blake Fry used to be, but he's in prison now because he wouldn't take a job in here. It's very green, but essentially I would just have a bunch of stuff in here that I could buy, but I just steal it because I own this world. Oh, can't forget this building. I think it's, yeah, the tallest building in my world, and it's actually fully furnished, but just most of the floors are not being used. So we got this nice court area here. But yeah, each floor has its own unique layout with office designs, but I think I have 2 villagers in here now. Yeah, so we have this guy here, Joey Peoples, and I have Cami Johnson up here in this giant office. If you want to explore all those floors, feel free to, in the world download, of course. Here we have the Paper Co. This place was empty for a long time, but we finally furnished it. It was always meant to be a paper company, so I have a giant sugarcane farm, and that all gets collected down here. I use this quite a bit, so it's pretty empty, but yeah. Going over this way, we got some elevators. This leads up to a fancy hallway, as you can see. This place is supposed to look pretty rich and wealthy. So yeah, up here we have a nice big office with great views. Don't know where he is though. There he is. Fly owns this place. Well, I think I've covered the majority of the city. Like I said, I'm probably missing some stuff, but it's gonna happen the bigger my world gets. Over this way though, the canal leads out to this area with a bunch of like loading containers, or not loading containers, just containers. That also says welcome to Moog City. Just can't see it. Got some graffiti. Iron golems are not allowed in my town because they've developed smarter brains because they're supposed to be like robots. So they've kind of been outcasted. So they built themselves a little container fortress outside of the town. They're building themselves a robot here. Who knows? Might be using it for war. But over here in this container is where it looks like they go to upload programs into their brain to become smarter, as you can see. They're called T1Is. This is Brendan 10.5. Come in here, plug in this to their head, and then get a lot of stuff uploaded into their heads. Simple as that. I don't know how it works. But yeah, we have a little trading area here. Jason Baird. I come here to trade with him sometimes. A little librarian up here. Oh, he's not in there anymore. I must have moved him. And also have another one over here in this lonely little thing. This is also like a high-tech looking one. This is T1I Raccoon Man. He's got a nice big chair. Over this way next to the T1I village, we have my graveyard. This is for all the villagers that die in the world. I've only had like 2 or 3 die. And here's where, this is the first one, Jack McCartan. And Jerome Kaimling died recently. Oh, and I also have a gravedigger out here. I hope he's still alive. Was it Mundinger? Yeah, Darren Mundinger. Oh no, move dude. I need out. All right, well, that's the majority of the city there. Heading over here, we have more of an industrial revolution town. And I like these older style towns. It's mainly made out of brick. We got a building here. Not much in it. More incomplete build. Oh, they're complete actually, just empty. This one isn't though. This is actually a useful building. This is my mud farm. So we come in here because I didn't really have a purpose to come back here. So I have a guy up here. Squeeno, no Squeeno, stay. But if we go down to the basement real quick, this is where my mud farm is. You just place dirt blocks right here, and we got water bottles up there, and it creates it all into mud. Yeah, I got some nice little brick buildings here, a shop. This is actually an apartment building with a bunch of villagers in it. This is just the center of the little town where I work and get supplies to build. Got some nice little buildings over here too. Empty, which we need to fill. I love how that turned out. This is a cargo bay for my lab, but we're not going to go to the lab instantly. We're going to change up the scenery a bit. I'm going to go back and tour my home now. But before we do that, here is the factory, the infamous factory. This is like one of the earliest builds in my world, and it's still not necessarily finished, but hopefully it will be someday, at least before I stop playing on this world or I die randomly. But I got a big melon tower inside of the smokestack, so if I ever need melon, just come press that button. But yeah, the factory, it's pretty, at the very top, I have mass storage. Down here is a little bit of unique stuff. Here leads down into the back rooms, which looks very dangerous. We're going to check out the back rooms later. It's connected to the lab. But yeah, the majority that's not finished on this is like these staircases here. But I have, as you can see, mass storage up here. And then over here, I just have some random mechanical stuff. All right, back at the house. Let's do this. So, like I said, just kind of started building here. This is known as my homestead. All kinds of nice flowers out here. Got my all kinds of letters in my mailbox. Don't want to pay those bills. But yeah, this room isn't anything in particular. I have like some random old stuff, like a chicken smelter 5000 prototype. Oh, by the way, these are, I like mentioning this. These are like my first 4 placed chests in this world. I placed these here when I was placing like my first blocks here 10 years ago. And all of the original items are still in here. I never took anything out except for like a stone cutter, like one of the OG stone cutters. So I'm just weird like that. I mention it all the time. These were the original colors I might have built my house out of. I went with green because I built a cactus farm, as you can see over here, into the house. And this all gets collected. It used to just drop here because at that time we didn't have hoppers, but now it drops way down into a hopper. But, oh yeah, before I miss this is my other XP farm. This is where I come to get XP when I'm at the house. This thing works pretty well. We got, I don't trust it back here, tons and tons and tons of storage, as you can clearly see. It just goes on. And it leads to this giant smelter room where I smelt a lot of the armor and have lots of nuggets. But out front here, we have my own little personal garden. Got some flowers. This little ring here, just full of random stuff. Nothing too crazy. These pumpkins, I know that's sitting on the bench, but there used to be dirt below it. But these pumpkins were original to this area. And we have a giant hill up here. I have a bunch of custom trees too. Originally I had some giant spruce trees I planted, but then I kind of got tired of them. That's actually a big thing we're changing soon. We're going to be really getting into terraforming, building custom forests and stuff. I'm not crazy about these. These were built a while ago. But we've got a little mine in here. You can go check that out when you download the world if you're curious. But this leads up to another custom tree it could be better. This dedicated 200,000 subs and reaching 100 levels for the first time. And there's my beautiful, beautiful house. This right here, all of this you see is a new expansion. This is brand new up here. It used to just stop right here, and this was the biggest part. But anyway, yeah, got a little block swapper here, crafting table, furnace stuff, bunch of random stuff in here you could find. Really old map of my house right here. That's really old, probably 2016. Up here, this is like what I call the main lobby of my house. We're gonna take this down. This is a Christmas tree. Got some good presents this year. Someone got me an excavator too. It's a pretty good pick. I know, there's no mending on it. I don't like mending. I don't care what you have to say about that. Yeah, other random stuff. My museum when I was in the building phase. There's lots of memorable things in here. 4x4 map. As you can see, this was my very first chest room when the house wasn't even over this way yet. There's a wall right here. I had chests here. And I left these signs on accident, so they've been here ever since. Up here, oh, this is a corkboard newspapers map. There's more newspapers, you know. Just gotta keep up to date with the news in the world. This used to be the gold shelf before, if you remember, we had to build nether reactors instead of nether portals. I'd save up for gold here. This is an old goodies chest. There's some old stuff in there. But okay, I can't go way into detail into this house. If you really, because I haven't done too much crazy new stuff in here, so if you really want detailed stuff about this house, maybe go back to episode 600, 550. But here's the kitchen, of course. Cool little kitchen. This is my library. Oh, I gotta get off RTX for this one. But I absolutely love this library. Everything is organized. So like I got blocks with signs on them, efficiency. So all of the efficiency books will be surrounded by that. But yeah, except for this wall back here. This is all random written books in my world. Actually, I have books all over I need to bring here. Lots of them are very random. I don't even know. Miner's Tome. That teaches you about mining. Nether gear. This says, Mr. Bravenbauer. These are all the comment question of the days. But yeah, as 2 stories, that's mainly like tools down below. This is primarily armor and other random oddities up here. And then this leads up to authorized personnel only, which was originally like my book building area. Not a whole lot up here. I have a little chanting setup back there. But right back here, I used to store some books here, but I'm mainly going to put like empty books here so I can come grab one if I need to make a book. But I store some stuff back here like paper. On the other side of the library, if you go through this leads to a tree house that I tried to update recently, but I still don't like it. I tried to make it look high tech, like I brought some of my lab equipment over to the house. It's okay, could be better. Random cat. This leads over to a random room. This used to be called my war room. So I have dragon gear, wither gear. Below this, I have my old comic question of the day room. When we used to do it on signs back in Pocket Edition. Definitely don't do that anymore. Adventure planning room. Don't really mess with this anymore. Just old stuff. This world's getting old, guys. Along with me. I just turned 29. I'm still in my 20s. I'm still young, right? Nice little shelf design here. I'm missing some stuff. Let's go back this way. Oh, down this way leads to just a random room. I'm storing some jams and slime jam. I had to bring this from the lab. I had to keep an eye on it. Incubator for eggs. Back to this section. I always like mentioning what this is. It's an aquarium now, but it used to be a mob elevator from deep underground. I used to bring them up through here and then drop them somewhere down here, but I gave up on that. So now that. Got some more stuff here. This is my workshop. I still use this till this day. Ignore this hideous armor. I shouldn't have done that. That was a waste. But that is just gross looking. Yeah, this is where all the repairs go. I have mainly stuff to, you know, combine with things or ready to use. And then all this up here is repairs. A bunch of random stuff in here. Just have fun looking around, guys. There's all kinds of crazy hidden stuff in this world. This leads over to a big expansion of the house. This is a giant warehouse for my house where I store stuff. Like my other armors, nether gear, explosives gear. That chest right there holds all of my mending stuff. I'm not a fan of mending. I like retiring tools in this world. This over here leads to the house generator. It's just meant to look cool. Just looks like a big generator. Running back through the warehouse over here, this is my nether room. Leads to the nether hub. We'll show that here in a little bit. Going up this way, this leads up to the map room. Are you lost yet? I bet newcomers are like so lost right now. Here's a giant map. Finally, I had to update this. I finally have my city and my house all in one. You can see the imprint we leave on the world now. Here's a more up close look. City's not all the way in this one. Oh gosh, I'm just now realizing how much I still have to show. Get the show on the road, Dallas. All right, up here, is, I don't know, what house room projects. Okay, so this is a really old project wall. Very outdated, need to update that. Just more random stuff. As you can see, not a whole lot of uses in here, but we did finally turn this into a useful room just a few episodes ago. This has been empty since day one almost. But this is now the dye and wool room. So I store wool over here and all my dyes up here. Because I like the idea of a storage room, but I want to use my whole house as a storage room. This used to be the original storage room. But it's been empty for a while, so I changed it into my copper storage now. So this is where I store all of my copper. Out this way, what I call the room in between rooms. Got some unique stuff out here, just random storage. Do not know. Okay, a bunch of junk apparently. Oh, a lot of birchwood. What's over here? This leads over to another just section of my house of random stuff being displayed. Stronghold finds from 2017. Grandfather clock. Old storage here. As you can see, split into double chests on accident or from a bug. Here's my attic. I used to have my portal up here at one point. Got some Christmas decorations, camping gear, unused maps. Totems Undying, that's handy. More Christmas decorations. Well, here's a map of my outdated space station. Really need to update that. And this is my pantry. Just a big old food pantry with all kinds of stuff in it. And this leads to the new expansion of the house. It's very awkward right now. It's just outdoor staircases. This is a mess right now. Gotta mess with that. But there's not a primary use of this part of the house yet. It's mainly for relaxing and look kind of creepy. But I'm definitely going to find a use for this. I just kind of have to discover it first. But yeah, there's not a whole lot. Oh yeah, I got a little star roof there. I think that looks cool. Not a whole lot up here yet. Yeah, this part is easy to miss over here. I have an observatory, as you can see. I just love space and everything about space, so I wanted to build an observatory into my house. I could definitely put a better map there now. I just haven't done it yet. I have maps that kind of look like stars. But this just leads down to just more empty rooms, I guess. Attic space where I'm apparently storing TNT. A lot of dangerous stuff. Holy crap. More storage over here. Since I never really know what to do with this, a good thing to do with spaces that you don't know what to do with is just store boxes and put cobwebs everywhere. Up here it looks a little sketchy. Like, what the heck was I doing here? You don't need to know. But I got a little rope bridge over here. This leads perfectly to my little conservatory that also needs to be updated. We got so many more flowers and plants in the game, and this just looks a little lacking. Like, this could just be so much more better. Like, this just looks... Yeah, something we need to update. This leads up to my little personal room right here. I got a chair I sit in. I put a book here to write. That's some old gear I used to call my trading gear. Kind of like Cicero's gear from Skyrim, if you know what I'm talking about. A little brewing setup. Some brew stuff. My California King bed. Gotta have this. But this leads up to the big expansion of my storage room. So this is where the majority of everything in my world kind of is stored. So yeah, it has double layer, of course, goes up here. Got a nice chandelier. Here's my old watchtower here. It's kind of furnished. There's just random stuff in here, but I don't use this anymore. It's so hard for me to tear this down, but I want to make it so much larger. Since it's a watchtower, I have taller parts of my house now. Need to update it. Over here, this is a new expansion. No, I can't say new. This is a while ago. There's not a whole lot in here, I gotta say. I forgot there was a way to get up here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I forgot this was up here. What the heck? But yeah, we can find something to do with this. Maybe as updates come out, we have more places to do things in the house. But it just leads right down here to this war room area. A little formaldehyde attic here where I mess with formaldehyde. Dangerous stuff. Down here is a banner making room. What the heck? He's supposed to be up right there. See? Oh my gosh. Oh my god, there's still so much to show. Shut up, Dallas. Shut up. I gotta skip the details. This is my mansion. I would go in the front door, which I will. Getting some more RTX on. But yeah, the mansion expansion. That's a good name for it. Got a little kind of creeper face right there. But this is supposed to be the luxury side of my house. He's not supposed to be holding it like that. There we go. That's better. But yeah, the mansion. We got a little dining area over here. That's an empty room. This is like the main area here. Oh, that's where I put you. My blue parrot. Lots of cool stuff to find in here. Every barrel has some unique stuff in it. This is where I store my CDs. Just love the way this place really turned out. Got my elk I killed there. Went over this way. We got a little office section. Got some filing cabinets. You can find some unique stuff in there. Got a bunch of random rooms. Nothing crazy to look at. This leads to my kitchen. Got some stuff cooking right now. Stuff's been cooking for years. I wonder when it'll be done. Down here, if you can see, I have a cellar, my wine cellar. Hopefully there's no creepers. Looks good. And if I remember, God, how many are you? Jeez, get me out of here. Torture chamber. It's fitting for down here. Yeah, the mansion's pretty cool. I also have a Batman piano over here. Run across the keys. You can go down into the cellar, or not the cellar, the sewers. And this is kind of inspired from the railroad from Fallout 4. I'm a huge Fallout 4 fan. Got some villagers down here too. This is like black market area. We have Joseph Hartley selling tigers, kind of like Tiger King. Got a way to get out there. A lot of this was just thought, this is like inspired by Horson Jr.'s fighting arena in The Witcher 3, where you go and fight some mobs. There used to be armor stands around here holding stuff, but they're deep underground probably now. What's this? Stone! I need stone. Oh my god, I forgot there's a section under the house. Well, let's just go this way. So this sewer connects to under my house. Get out of my life. Get out of my life. Get out of my life. To my part of the house. My sewer. Even though this is my mansion, so this is also my sewer. But that's a black market sewer. But this leads to my personal sewer where all my slime poop goes. Because my slime poop is very toxic. As you can clearly tell, we're walking into a green room. I should tell you enough how toxic it is. Yeah, so it's where all my poop goes. But this place is really cool. I don't usually tour it on RTX, but gosh, that looks crazy. Kind of looks crazy cool. There's not a whole lot in here to show. Actually, there is. Over this way leads to like the piping under my house, but this also leads to my giant potion machine. And that is right here. And I use this on the regular all the time. It's super automated. So let's say I wanted to make something. It'll get made here all automatically. Then I can hit send to survival lab, which we still got to show that. A cart will come pick it up and then take it up to the survival lab and all that good stuff. But yeah, this is just a lot of machinery down here. I have a guy working on some pipes named Mario. He don't know what he's doing, clearly. Back out this way, we got a skeleton XP farm up here that I never use. It's just kind of lacking. Oh crap, there's still so much. Oh, wow, I am forgetting a lot. This leads to a very old underground section of my base. I mean, look, this is supposed to be an aquarium. That's an aquarium, can you believe that? A little ore display. There was a storage room down here a long time ago, but this is just, I never come down here anymore. This is just old news stuff. This leads down to a vault, an old tiny vault. We got a little kitty box there. This was my first ever office I made. This is where I used to retire tools right here. I never break tools and armor in this world, so I have a museum I put all that in. This leads to a giant, and I mean giant, metro station under my world that I do not use, so I made it look abandoned. Let's go back to the sewers real quick. You can go an alternate route. There's a little minecart there you can take to the house. This can hold a beacon right here. This is my diamond mine. We'll go down there. But right over here, oh, this looks so cool over here. The sewer goes a little bit deeper, of course. Just jump right down. And looks a little odd with RTX on, but yeah, it's very expansive. So if we go down this way, it will come across here. This is something from my main house. I have a thing you can drop something in. It's trash drop, and it leads it actually down to the sewers. And okay, this lichen looks very weird in RTX, so it looks very gross down here, doesn't it? But it also looks like this, which I think this version looks a little bit better. Slime just looks strange on RTX, but yeah, this is like the giant collection area. And as you can see, this is my giant trash area. There's so many chests because this top hopper, like, it'll filter to these chests first, and then these ones, they all can be filled up with my trash. So as you can see, all the stuff I've thrown out over since we've built this has all kind of ended up here. All kinds of unique things to explore and find down here if you want. There's hidden chests, secrets, and all that. You can go find them. But yes, continuing down the sewers, we can head down this way. That leads to a slime farm. This leads to another giant collection area. This was originally supposed to be the main collection area, but I thought it was way too small, so that's why we built that other one. But then I expanded this even more. I'm like, I don't want this to be the end. So maybe that's a filter room. That's why it's all clogged up. So this cleaner water gets dumped down into an even bigger room. And I have no idea why I decided I'm going to put a freaking metro. So I thought it would be cool to make it look like, as I was digging out these sewers, I ran into a very old metro station that I didn't even know about. But I don't know if I want that here or not. I still might remove this. Not sure. Tell me, guys, what you think we should do. Heading back to the main sewer area, there's also a little cave over here. That's cactus collection right there. Old storage area because the level used to be right here where this granite is. They used to have a map all right there. I even have an old project board right there you could read. But I kept all that there just for nostalgia's sake, of course. But I'm a big fan of Skyrim, so I made it look like these are some old Draugr ruins from Skyrim, or just ruins in general in Minecraft. What the heck is that? It's gonna be creepy in here. Oh god, there's creepers. I'm going peaceful mode just for a second, just for the world tour. I don't want to ruin anything before I send out the world download. But this is like maybe an old meeting hall, but when you go down this way, it looks like the door was cracked. Maybe we cracked it open. And it leads to this giant open area with tombs. And of course, this is where the test of greed is. You can figure out this passcode, and behind this door, you have to follow the instructions and obtain the most powerful armor in my world. But you have to do it legit. If you don't, then, well, I'm ashamed in you. But I'm sure a lot of you will cheat. That leads to just like a little library section. It's not too impressive. You can go find it if you want to, but I gotta hurry along here. This over here, I don't want to seem like I'm rushing it too bad, guys. Sorry if it does feel like that. But hey, if you want to learn more about this world, just download it. It's gonna be free. I want to get it on the marketplace for free, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know who to talk to for that. But this leads up to some more ruins. These ruins are very, very big. As a lot of you may know, that area leads to another entrance, but this leads down to an even larger area. We're going to get there eventually. As you can see, this is like my army, the army of dead down here. And over here is where I sort of dedicate crypts to some really high donators in my world. You can check this all out when you download it. I still have a lot more to make, but this is just a hefty job. I have to also be in the mood to work on ruins as well. It's kind of hard to force myself to work on this stuff. But you can also turn over here, and this leads to an ancient prison, where I keep an alley, actually, as you can see, in that cage. But yeah, we have a deep pit here where they used to throw prisoners, and then some cages up on the wall. But right above these crypts is my little chapel. This used to be where I put donators on the walls, but I sort of stopped doing that because this is just lagging my world, so I mainly just do it in books now. Outside of the chapel, I have my giant sunflower fields, and I was inspired by this because I built in sunflower plains, so as you can see, I sort of just kept that vibe around here. It looks really cool. Got a big dead tree here. I got a bee farm right here. Don't use this anymore though, because I have that honey company in the city. Below my observatory, I have a sugarcane farm. I use this a lot. I need to harvest. Okay, but I hate it when Endermen ruin it like that. Back over this way, this is kind of where I just store some trash. It looks gross. You know, this is the generator part of my house I showed you earlier. Kind of looks like it's causing an issue with some grass around here. This actually leads down to that big sewer pit we were just at. I'll show you real quick. Thought it'd be kind of cool to have an entrance right there. I actually should put hoppers right here in case I want to throw trash down this. That would be really cool. I'm going to do that. But right up here is my mass smelter. Just an area where to smelt stuff. Behind this, you might have saw a floating building, and it might look familiar, but that is a floating section of my house. I have some deep lore in this world about the future Dallas traveling through the multiverse with a machine he made within this part of his house to get out of his world because he wanted to explore the multiverse. And he ended up in my world, and he left his floating house here, and he's out there exploring somewhere. He said he would stay out of my way, but you can learn about the lore in these books. Specifically this one. It's 28 pages of his story of getting here. Over here we have an old barn. There's nothing in it really, just like a few old tractors, nothing crazy. I've already showed you the graveyard. Oh, right here I have an old train station part. Don't use this anymore, so I kind of made it look like I store stuff in here. Got an old monument for the Nether reactor. Going outside of it out back, we have a lion statue for, I think, 70,000 subscribers. We have a nice flower field out here. Look at that. Nice flowers. A water tank. I like this water tank. Got a little potted area there for some potted, just making pots and potting flowers. Got my horse stable there with a lot of dogs in it. But let's head over this way. I have a little a nether reactor disaster. Because, I don't know, something just went wrong. And a disaster happened. This was way back in the day. I'm glad I survived that one. Got some blood marks coming out of this cave. This is Olaf's cave. He's a buddy. Haven't seen him in a while, though. He stole one of my diamonds, but I let him have it. Heading back to the house here. Here's some old animal pins. They look a little old, as you can clearly tell. Just nothing special. Those are from Pocket Edition. I'm running out of rockets. I'm gonna have to get some more. Back here, I call this a Blue Lagoon. I haven't worked out here in years. It's just, I don't know why I made it a tropical setting, but I did. Got a tractor right here, messing with some logs. You got a big custom pine tree. Got a fountain here dedicated to 15,000 subs. That was a while ago. Little area for, you know, pumpkins. Right here we have a little crane with a little stone mine. Don't really use it. It's mainly for looks. This used to be an iron farm, but of course with the new villager stuff coming out, this obviously doesn't work anymore, so it's just mainly like a little prison for villagers now. I got a greenhouse here. There used to be a couple of them, but I took one down because when I built this mansion, I couldn't see it well, so I merged it all into one here. Just some plants. Head back over this way. On the other side of this tree house, we have my new, I guess, workshop, but I never really transitioned it to be my main workshop yet, so I have a giant smelter in here for when I need normal furnaces. That's pretty handy, but other than that, that's all I really use it for. Haven't done much upstairs yet, but I got a giant windmill on it, and it's connected to this to make it look like it's powering the giant furnace. Sorry I'm off and on with the shaders. Sometimes I just need to turn it off for some stuff. We just built this last episode? Was it last episode or something? Yeah, I think it was. But our new tree, this is what I really want to do. Get rid of all these just normal trees and really make our own custom ones. I've been really trying my best to practice making those. We're almost done with the house here. Just one more thing. Ow. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. The survival lab, as you can see, this used to look way different. It got renovated. It's got like a big tree twisting around it, cherry blossom. But yeah, on the inside here, this is really just a potion lab. I had a series back in the day, like back in 2013 or 12, called the Survival Lab on Pocket Edition, and I just kind of wanted to make a lab where all the survival aspects were in it. But yeah, this is just simply where I do potion stuff. That is all. Up here, more, oh, look at this. Oh, I love that green window. Heading behind the mansion over here, we have an old fishing hut. It's nothing special, it's just where I used to fish and all that. A little fishing dock out here with all my little boats. Looking good. But yeah, I got a little dock wrapping across this river back here. A little area to receive supplies. Got a cool little crane pulling an old portal we found out of the river. I love that. It's probably one of my favorite details in this world. It's just so simple and cool looking. But now, crossing the river over this way, there's lots of stuff over here. A little lush environment here. I also have, I used to have more, but I have a little hobbit home here. I had like 3 or 4 of them, but I took them all down because it just felt weird having so many hobbit homes. I just want one simple one. I still want to turn this into something. There's nothing on the inside. I'd like to put a villager in it. Before we go over this way though, let's go behind this hill. Some water tanks there, collecting some water, but this is my logging camp. This is where I come all the time. You can see leftovers to just bone meal saplings to get wood, and I grew all these spruce trees myself and made it look like I'm logging this area. So we got a giant crane there stacking some oak stuff. There's a little barbed wire section here because way back when people would download my world, they would go into creative and fly under it, and then someone found stone where bedrock should be, and they said dig down in this area and you should go through hit the void, and I did, and we kind of turned this into like a little study area. But yeah, this little logging effort goes back into the woods here. We got some little bridges going on. If we fly back over here, I just really love the vibe it gives. It just feels very foresty. We got a little camp set up here with someone in it. I think it's Hunter K, and he runs this operation. But as you can see, we got like mud tracks through here. Got a big machine here tearing down some trees, as you can see. And then if you look right over here, we kind of have some more trees falling down, more tracks, tractor. This is my little trash yard here. This is the big Wasteland. This was a huge project. This used to be all like dark oak forest. But I built a building here once. I wasn't a fan of it, so I made it look ruined. And now it's just, I kind of look like I throw trash in it. I love that look. But yeah, we got some weird, interesting bonsai trees without leaves out here. Got a tractor pushing in some of my trash. I want this trash yard to be so much bigger. I'm obsessed with making junkyards, and we're currently making one in the city I forgot to show, but it's not impressive right now. It's just piles of mud. But I do have someone living here. George. I think his name is George Husband. Always looks creepy down here. Got some robots over here trying to bury some portals that don't work anymore. But yeah, if we head over this way, I'm going to cover all the Wasteland first. Got like an old engine here. This is where Jack McCartan, our first villager that died, used to live in there. No wonder why he died. We got a big old dead tree on the top of this hill. This is where Pathfinder lives. He's a big supporter of my channel. He's also my mending villager. I still got the whole lab to show. I got to start rushing it a little more. We got a road that comes from the city here. This leads to Diamond City, but as you can see here, we got a giant dragon carcass. My lore here is kind of that he got out of the end somehow and died here, and we dug him up. There's that. Under Pathfinder's tree, a little wagon there, I have a nuclear shelter. So this is where I'm going to go when a big nuclear disaster happens. I built this when we were in conflict with Diamond City. I know Diamond City, if you're a Fallout fan, might be confusing, but I have a city in this world called Diamond City that we nuked through, I don't know, disagreements within the science field. So yeah, but as you can see here, there's a nice little nuclear bunker. There's a big machine down there that powers this place, and then my little thinking room. This world is making me realize I have no life. Just kidding. This is my job. Okay, out here is a big swamp. Well, it used to be a swamp, but I took out all of the trees and just kind of oversaturated it with a bunch of plants. So now it's just like a flat, swampy area with a little swamp hut out here. That's kind of cute. If we head back over to the Wasteland, as you can see, we kind of have a track I made, a train track that kind of breaks off into the Wasteland. But this goes on for a very long time in this direction. It eventually ends, but you can go follow it out that way. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. My big cow pens out here. So this is Slime Ranch. Not the mobile game called Slime Rancher, but this is my ranch out here that still needs some work. Like, I love these barns and how these turned out, but we gotta make this look more like a ranch out here. It's almost there. Oh, I actually have a build way back here I can't forget about. I made a house in the swamp as if this is where I was adopted by some people who lived here, making it look like this was my childhood home. This is where I grew up. Not in real life, but in Minecraft, because it's in a swamp. That could be my dad's head, probably, because I am a walking slime. I mutated, and this is where I grew up. This is so far away, I forget this is out here. My old room is right here, Dallas. My old toy chest here. But heading back to the bunker in the tree here. Oh, that looks awful from this angle. I'm gonna work on that. We follow this dirt road, or this stone road over here, and this leads to Diamond City. That usually says, welcome to Diamond City. I'm not gonna go off RTX to show, though. You kind of get that. But as you can see, this place is a little, or has seen better days, because we nuked this place. They have Institute of Technology here, and they were advancing in nuclear technology, so they seemed like a threat, and they were threatening us with nuclear war, so we acted fast and dropped a nuke on this place, as you can see right here. It wasn't a giant one, it was just enough to cause some damage. But yeah, a guy actually lives here, Ryan Browning. He's a huge supporter of my channel. This building is actually, a lot of this here is inspired by Fallout 4, obviously. This is inspired by Jack Cabot's house from Fallout 4. It's all fully furnished and everything. Ryan Browning is at the very top in one of his rooms. Ryan, you still here? Good. But this place was super fun to make. It's not exactly finished either. I want to make some more buildings. But yeah, even this place is kind of, well, no, this place isn't finished either. I got the second floor to do. I got a portal set up in here and everything to go to the Nether. If we head back to the front of the Wasteland, we have some training courses over here. And I use these quite a bit. This board is for this training course and my best times. My best one is 1:13, and this board is for the bamboo course. My best time on that is 32 seconds, and this is without any gear or boosts. So you guys can give that a shot if you dare. Let's head over this way. We got some like old ruins here. This is where I was going to have some quarry mines. But this right here leads to no man's land. And this is just a very dangerous area. This is where I used to go to get charged creepers to blow up other mobs to get heads. Like, this was a natural crater, but I just turned it into what it looks like, a real crater. There's no lights in this place. This is a very dangerous area. I got some trenches, a little bunker to reload ammo. I got, like, as you can see, I failed to spawn the wither here, but I didn't really plan on doing that. Got another little bunker here to snipe some mobs. Lots of cool stuff. I got burned down forest. I got a failed portal. There's like robots out here from a robot battle. They came through this portal. This castle up here, I'm a big fan of The Witcher, so I wanted to have multiple different castles throughout my world, all teaching different like things. Like this would be a school of sword fighting. There's gonna be a school of bow fighting, school of potion making. Behind this, if we go far enough over this way, yeah, right here, we have another bunker. This is called Skulk Island. So this is where we sent a creature that used to be in my lab. There's a little study place here. Someone's here, Logan Wagner. Oh yeah, I made a custom map for this. This is the island right here. I got it on the map. Go through this way. Oh, Dr. Tom Howard. But it leads out over this way, just to an island covered in skulk. And this was the box containing the creature. As you can tell, he's in there. Head back far enough, you'll reach the ocean where I make all my computer monitors, you can see. Bit of an eyesore. But alright, it's time to cover another large portion of my world, and that is the laboratory. One of my all-time favorite builds in this world. It's still being worked on till this day. We just haven't been here a whole lot lately because we've been focusing on the city quite a bit. But this is the Slime Science Center. This is a big 4x4 piston door, and even these blocks all detract as well, as you can see, just to give the feeling of a really grand opening. And that blinks for caution, it holds for a second, and it shuts. So yeah, this is the main lobby area. We got, what's your name? Mr. Buildanov up here. Oh yeah, I still gotta show the Nether. This opens up this door, it holds for just a little bit to get you through. This one's messed up because the back rooms, I messed up with something down there. Gotta fix that. But it leads into this giant dome. With a world, and this is dedicated to 300,000 subs, reached on that date. All right, let's go right first. This leads into this giant curved hallway that I think is just a really cool addition of my lab. I got a bunch of test tubes holding stuff, got lots of maintenance rooms. Skeleton research, this is just literally a skeleton XP farm, or a place to get bones. You know, I haven't used this in a little bit, but it's here when I need it. What's this? We got powder studies. This was originally like a creeper research room, but I changed it all up, so I'm just gonna put powders in here. Or it's just a placeholder for now. Maybe I'll change it to something else. Down here, yeah, I believe I blocked this off because I never did anything with this, so it's just continuing to stay blocked off. This leads to some offices, office administration. They're a little lackluster as well. Got some guards in here, but I do have like 3 villagers in here doing some work. Going back over this way, that leads to the factory, as you can see. This is a way to get down to the lower offices and archives, also known as the back rooms. This is Mr. Dr. Professor Dallas's office, my little office I go to when I just need to work on my own. It's a nice little place. You can find some neat little secrets here in my drawer, my chests here. Oh, what's this? Yeah, you never know what you'll find. The space station there. Map of the lab. And then we got the main hallway with all kinds of different things. We got entity research. I believe I just have the dragon egg in here right now. Someone working. Also have diamond processing. This is where it doesn't have a use. It's just for looks. Process diamonds. Next room, that's a hallway. It leads down to some classrooms. We got emerald research, which is really just an emerald mine. But ever since I've made this, I have not used it. But it just leads down, because this is a mountain biome. There's lots of emeralds around. We got the power core. This leads down into a giant core where I make it look like my lab is powered by magma. So that's pretty fun. There's some more details down there. You can download the world and go check it out if you want. Creaking study lab. Okay, this is just embarrassing. I had a generator in here and a lot of people were upset that I got rid of it, but I didn't want the generator in here. I want to use this room for multiple different things. So eventually I'm going to tear this down and use it for, let's say, another update. So I want this room to continuously stay empty so I can use it in the future. Over here we have potion research. Just throw some creatures in there. I keep track of what happens. Hit this button, drops a potion. You track what happens to that animal. Right here we have a bee study. When we got bees, made a little observatory area for them. Here I got these little corner areas. This is a little boost to get you out of the lab. Shoots wind charges, and this is a little repair area. Right at the end of the hallway, we got village simulation. So yeah, it's quite simply this, just a simulation of a village. They think they're living a normal life. It's almost like Fallout. I have an overseer's office right there. We just watch what happens. Down this way, we have a little cremation area. In case someone dies in here, we cremate them. Over here leads to the warehouse and shipments. Got a little thing there for my iron golems don't get out. But yeah, just a warehouse storing some random stuff. I actually do store some stuff in here. One time I got attacked by a raid in this place, so I made emergency guards. You go through here, grab the pumpkins, spawn a bunch of iron golems in case you need to battle them off. Over here, maintenance closet, just storage really. Right here, the blast chamber. I fixed this recently, so it's working again. It's got TNT up there. You just place a block in the middle of the room, drop the TNT on it, and see what happened. Through here, this leads back. This is a little amethyst geode room. Haven't really done much with that. Got some display cases. Right through here, we got my server room. Oh my God, look at this. This is so sick. I love this room. It's just turned out exactly how I wanted it. But yeah, as you can see, this is where I first started making custom map art. If you keep following this hallway, it leads down to my old vault. It's all open right now. It used to have a working thing with beacons shoot up and then you wouldn't be able to walk through. It was pretty cool. I have a lot of gold in here. Why do I keep leaving my gold behind? I need to bring all this to the new warehouse with all my emeralds. All right, staying in this hallway, walking down here leads to, got a little empty area there for future stuff. This leads to my little, it's kind of dark in here, but he likes it like that, Mason Parker. My trim lab, and we have even more trims, so this isn't even fully updated, to be honest, but this is where we mess around with trims. Back to this part of the lab, we have copper research. Dr. KT Pepitone used to work in here all his life, but I moved him to the breeder reactor room because we recently traveled through time to recover some gear. That was a pretty fun one. Medical surgery. This is, of course, where, you know, in case people here, Dr. Scrabby, need to come and get some medical treatment in the lab. We finally just, you know, filled it recently with stuff to make it not look so empty. Got an x-ray there. Dr. Coleman Smith. Over this way is the surgery room. We got Dr. Diamond Sally. You can even turn on his lights and turn them off. And then a recovery room. Across from here, we have Scoop Production Lab. Haven't used this in a long time, but I recently, well, about a year ago, used this to get a lot of scoot. Now I'm just overloaded with it. Right here, we have Sapling Research. Might as well head down this way. This is just like the bioscience hall. An explosion happened in here, so this place is shut off or shut down for now. We got plant types and horticulture. We got all the double tall plants in there, even though I don't think it's fully updated. I think there's some new double tall. A little lush biome there. This is classroom B. So learning about plants and whatnot. We got students and teachers in here. Ryan Searfoss, Jeremiah Wilcox. Across from here, we have classroom A. I believe I have someone in here. They're probably back here as a teacher. We also have classroom C. Oh, I didn't know I finished this. A little classroom. Oh, teaching about like Nether stuff. And then that over there. This leads down to the lower offices and archives. We'll visit that last. Over here, we got end dimension research. So we got a little end section over there that looks like the end. We got Justin Peters working in here. This place looks pretty cool. I was going to have the creaking lab here, but it was too small. So we got to appoint that to something. Oh my God, this lab is so big. Industrial furnace, you guys know what that is. Just a big old furnace to smelt stuff. Over here, we have nether biome dioramas. These are supposed to look like little nether portals, but as you know, banners are messed up in RTX. So, yeah, a little diorama of different nether biomes. This was part of a whole storyline in my world of discovering an old section of the lab that was shut down because they were doing some bad practices in here, injecting people with certain serums to enhance their bodies. But recently, me and Dr. KT Pepitone took over this section to build our breeder reactor, which helps us time travel. And this is very frowned upon in this world, so we had to do it in secret in this secret lab. So yeah, this is where we come to time travel. Down here we have formaldehyde lab. So we just mess with formaldehyde and see how it reacts to things. We got like a big scanner here. Cool stuff. What's down here? Unoccupied room for future uses. Down here we have the sherd lab, pottery sherd and research. So all the pottery sherds, we need to update this too. I believe we got a few more, like flow. I'm kind of rushing through it, guys. I'm sorry, but you got to do it. Aquatic research. This is just a water lab with a little filter area there. Nothing really in here. Got a 360 aquarium with fish on all sides. Besides the bottom, that's nothing. Don't worry about that. Unoccupied. Got a little outdoor section for them to have a break. We have cryogenic research lab. I used to have a doctor in here, but yeah, this is where we freeze people. Got a little break room right here. Right here we have a refrigerator. Don't use this right now. This is a little potion lab. It's connected to the medical area. Here's a redstone lab. Learning about redstone. This is unoccupied, but it has those people in it or things. Going down another large hallway, got a forklift. What's this one? Metal machining. So we got like lathes and some cutting machines in there. And laser, no, this is the laser cutter area. Yeah. Gotta get some villagers in there. Oh, forgot about this part of the lab. Still an expansion that we gotta play around with. That looks cool. In RTX it does. I haven't seen it in RTX, but yeah, this is an expansion I'm working on. It does beep boop noises. Ends here. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Don't you want to work over here? I made a randomized beeping thing. I thought it was cool, okay? Over here we have Atlas Research. So this is abandoned right now. I turned off the flickering lights for some reason though. I had flickering lights, randomized flickering lights, so it was really cool. But yeah, this was just like an old Atlas Research. And then over this way, we have a little rocket building room. You know, maybe that's the warhead. No, this isn't the warhead we used to drop on Diamond City. I'll show you that here in a little bit. But this leads up to that building I was talking about in the beginning of the City World Tour. And this is kind of like just a giant information and security building about my world. There's an updated, kind of updated map of my space station. I have end islands around it to kind of look like stars. I thought that looked kind of cool. Here's the biggest possible map of my world right here. All 4:4 scale maps, and I got 15 of them. That took forever. Oh my gosh. This is just unreal to look at. My city is right there. And this leads down to the back rooms. It's probably top 5 favorite builds in my entire world. And it's simply the back rooms. But merged with old lower offices for the Slime Science Center to make it look like it's from like the 90s, 80s, 90s, you know. So if you do not know this place at all, you could get lost very easily. Human resources, you got HR. It's meant to feel like a maze. I mean, that's if you have any idea what the back rooms is supposed to be like. So this is a big drop off though. Most of this is at the same level. This is called SSC Nuclear Fusion Research. Got a radiation flag there. If we go all the way down, gets a little nastier as you go down. It's not as expansive down here, but we got this. I love this room so much. It's just, I love the vibes it gives off, I guess. But this is the little mini nuke we dropped on Diamond City. This is where we developed it and all that. I want to have someone down here, but I got a lot of dark spots, and I don't want it to be too light, you know? So I got to work with how I want to do lighting in here. But back up top, lots of little cubicles, lots of computer monitors with the blue screen of death. Because, I mean, not a whole lot of people work down here anymore. It's simple as that. And maybe someone does. Actually, one person does still work down here. There are some dead ends. I got to work with those. Uh-oh. Am I getting lost? Where am I? Okay, here we go. Oh. Yeah, right here. Dr. Reese Gebhardt, Netherwart. Hi. He writes about me a lot, as you can see. Yeah, in that book, like, for example, he talks about not having enough room to plant netherwort, so he noticed this place doesn't really have workers anymore because it's dangerous, and he came in this warehouse to plant some of his netherwort. And this is that drop-off area I showed earlier in the factory. And I usually have a backroom sound playing down here, but I'm not adding any post-production music in this video, so just letting you guys know, I usually have like light buzzing sounds. Well, we're just enjoying the music right now. This leads over, why is that sign? Oh, Warehouse 1. This leads over to SSC Archives. Here's a little meeting room. This is where we decided, I think in that book, to drop a bomb on Diamond City. But you walk into the archives room, all the lights slowly turn on. But there's lots and lots of secrets in here. Every single chest, not barrel, but chest you see is filled with something. It might be very random, or it might be some secrets. Like we have this right here. Oh gosh. Oh, we have another refrigerator. What's this? Slime organs. Ooh. I love this area so much. We even have some secrets in here, all kinds of information. Who knows? SSC employees. Need to update that, actually. Random book. What's it gonna be? What's this book say right here? Creeper research notes. Oh. And then, of course, there is the Nether. We're going to go through the slime science portal. This leads into a little hub for the slime science center. Not a whole lot going on in here, just to protect me. I'm still on peaceful right now, by the way. But I have these, like, I love this style. I so badly want to just work in the Nether again and just continue doing this sort of style, but it's like this really industrial look. This is my Nether hub for the house. Working on a robot in here. These are my Nether robots. Got lots of storage and whatnot. But we just worked on this expansive highway, Nether highway, recently. Over here, we got a little thing that helps build robots for the Nether. But yeah, it doesn't seem like enough in here. I want to do so much more. We got like oh, I love that so much. One of my favorite things, flying robot carrying a piece of black stone. We got a robot here drilling into some basalt. Some cooling tower, a giant thing, a random thing holding a lava bucket for some reason. Doesn't really make sense. Got a belt here pulling some supplies over from the mine because this is my netherite mine right here. I still need to put bellowing smoke from these stacks. Haven't done that yet. Got another robot here walking through the lava. But yeah, this is my old netherite mine because, well, I think I've just about reached every corner where there's basalt, and you can't really, I bed mine here. Can't really blow up a lot of basalt with beds or explosions, so this one's got to be retired. We got to make a newer one. That's why I've ran out of netherite. I haven't made a new one yet. But also in the Nether, the first thing we built here was this Nether castle, and there's lava pouring off there. Has that always been there? I don't know. But yeah, I decided not to go with this route because it just wasn't that crazy about it. So yeah, let's just fly down this Nether highway. We have a few different portals to go through. This one, for example, is my Guardian farm. This takes you into this building here, and this is it right here. We turned it recently into a giant oil rig, but yeah, this is the thing that uses tridents to kill the Guardians, but as you can see, it still needs a little bit of work. I'm obviously prone to do that. Like, I need to put a lot of structured support down there, but it's supposed to look like a giant oil rig. And obviously we have a giant section down here that leads into an insane part of my world. And it's a world tour, I'll show you. I have that right there, that's nice. But as you guys may know, you gotta be careful with this or you will die. Swim straight down. And I got a giant void down here. And if you do this with a night vision potion, it's absolutely unreal. There's still some stuff I want to do with that, but I haven't touched it much yet. Well, another rail track here. This leads to another portal at the end. This leads to my snowy mountain base, with just insane mountains. And we built a little castle here, and this is where I mined emeralds. Like, these mountains were absolutely dotted with emeralds. It's insane. But yeah, got a little setup in here. Still have some emeralds here, actually, but I used to combine these all into the block form of emerald block, and it was like a giant stack in here, but I mined all the emeralds I could here. On the back side of this, though, I have one of my Witcher skulls, or Witcher-inspired schools. This is like monster slaying schools in Minecraft for fighting zombies and stuff. Just the front of it made, but man, every time I look at this, it makes me want to work on it. This is going to be the sword fighting school. So you got like Witcher-inspired pedestals to hop across and fight with a sword. And we got another turn-off point here. I guess I'll show this too. This is a rather old base over this way. But this is another mountain base in a very glitched terrain. So down there is like, as you can see, bedrock. And everything was really glitched, so I decided to take advantage of it and build like these cool barrel homes in the side. But I didn't spend a whole lot of time out here. I just thought I'd play around with it. And then, of course, there is the end base. This is an ancient library I made, probably in the top 5 favorite builds of my world as well. It's made to look like these ancient people found this portal and decided to build a huge school or study around it to, I guess, study it. And my plan is to actually come back here eventually and convert the rest of the stronghold into like this style, but I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. But yeah, as you can see, this looks pretty cool. Looks like it's hovering over the void there. Got some cool stuff over here. Table full of stuff. What's that? Looks like slime. But of course, this leads into my end. I gotta bump this baby all the way up because then we can see my space station. I was going to say this has to be in my top 5 builds as well. Why is there water down there? That's strange. But that's just getting really close to being all of my builds. I got a little landing pad out there because there are escape pods on this thing. But yeah, there's not really a huge use of this thing. It's really just for looks. I love the idea of having a space station in this area. I got a little office over here. I got a villager here, Captain D. Clark. He won an Instagram thing and got his villager over here. But here's all the escape shuttles. There's one over this way. Wait, where is it? Oh, it's this one. It's leaving right now. I also have a little planetary base way off that way. And it's just so far and hard to find, though. Just, you have to go watch the episode if you want to see it. Or download my world and go find it yourself. And then, of course, there is my pirate island base. We took a vacation quite a while ago. I guess it wasn't that crazy long ago, but to kind of restart Minecraft, we came here with nothing but one bamboo stick. And yeah, so as you can see here, I kind of lived, my bedroom was in a fossil. So I'm like living in the head here, and then the rest of the body goes back this way, and I guess my portal would be in his anus. So that's cool. But yeah, I built everything primarily out of bamboo, got like built a generator here. Just made it really feel like a castaway of some sort, but this place is so cool. As you can see, we're just on one giant island. Made a watchtower there. That's where I got my bamboo, but yeah, made it look all piratey. Got a bunch of masts sticking out, a big watchtower up here. I believe it was around Christmas too, so I made a Christmas tree up here. Just such a fun base. I want to do something like this again soon, where we go on a journey to do something. Got a little fish thing here. I'd go catch fish with buckets in the ocean, then put them here. I don't know why I liked that so much. There's a little, oh, I got a mast sticking, oh, I got masts on the shore too. Little dock. And as you got big donators over here, yeah, anything like above 50, I'd give them a tiki head. And they were all like personalized too. There's not one tiki head that looks like another one. Kind of. Some of them have longer noses, bigger eyebrows. Just wonderful, wonderful people. Well, everyone, I believe I'm going to end it here. Like I said, I probably missed some stuff, but it just happens with the world this big. I honestly can't believe I got this video in the time frame I wanted it, with all the new stuff we've built and all that. So, thank you, everyone, so much for watching me and still being here on this journey 10 years later. I know not all of you are here for 10 years, but there might be a couple of you out there. And all the crazy support this year with donations. It's just incredible what you guys do for me. I did receive a lot of donations since last episode, but I'm going to save those for next episode. Just wouldn't feel right to do it in the world tour. But that'll be it. Episode 650. By the time I probably upload again, it'll be the new year. I'll be in my new house with my girlfriend, and it's just going to be like a whole new chapter in life. I usually have a hard time moving on from a chapter, but I'm pretty excited for this one. So, yeah. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, type B, buddy. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you, everyone, for everything. Bye-bye.